live from inside Porsche, Colorado Springs. It's the First Dibs podcast with our hosts, John Deisty and Justin Underwood. Buckle up and let's go for a ride.
Yeah, they've been watching us the whole time. It started off as just a picture of my leg from the iPad camera. And then I realized that. But hey, everybody, welcome back to First Dibs podcast, live from inside Porsche, Colorado Springs. We have a new studio, and this might be the first ever, well, maybe not first ever, but it might be a 2-hour episode because these chairs are super comfortable.
Delightful.
I think maybe what we could do is start broadcasting in widescreen, like 16 by 9. Then we can spread out a little more because I feel like my feet are touching yours. People can't see it, but anyway, there's a lot happening at the store level.
Yeah,
we are going through a minor renovation.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I think it's minor. They're not changing any walls. It's like a redecoration. The credenza wasn't a wall. Right. I mean, it felt like a wall. It was really big. But and they're still working. Look at that. You got a guy in the background. This is that's how you know it's not just a picture behind us, because it looks like it should be. We got a purple sky turbo GT.
That thing's amazing.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't even know what these things are. Silver GT3 RS and a Macan. Is that an S?
Yeah, it is.
That's a Macan S. Yeah. But look at how nice we can stage stuff behind here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So thank you, Porsche. Thank you, Porsche Colorado Springs, for our new seating areas. If anybody, have you ever been to a dealership and been sitting in the waiting area for your car to have the oil changed?
Yeah. Yes.
And then there's somebody there that like just wants to talk to you because they never get out of the house. This is the one thing they do. And that's all they want to do? They just want to, what are you here for? You getting your oil changed too? Nice. Bet they use 10W40 in that thing, huh? Yeah? Yeah.
You try the popcorn?
Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good popcorn they got here. Yeah.
And coffee?
Yeah. Can I make you a coffee? I'll get you a coffee. They got good coffee. But there's nowhere else for you to go. You're captive.
Right.
Like you could like get up and walk outside, but there's probably a dude smoking a cigarette out there.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Or it's snowing.
Yeah. Here, now you have 9 places to sit.
Right. Yes.
So it's going to be great. I really think this is fun. It's going to take a little while to figure out how to navigate through the lower showroom. It's like they built. Did you ever play Mousetrap? I could never figure out how to play it because like setting it up felt like it was the game. Yeah, it took 7 hours. But there's a maze now.
Do you remember Frogger?
Ah, Frogger, great game.
Granted, the furniture doesn't move in the showroom, but
there's cars driving by. They might kill you. Right. This is true. It's a lot of blind spots, a lot of blind corners. Right. The new service department desk. Yeah, you're correct. It is one gigantic desk. But
it's like you're at the Ritz-Carlton.
It really is. It was quite nice.
Yeah.
It probably sounds sarcastic, but I actually really do like the look and feel down there. I was talking with Andrew, and if it was my desk, I would have made it 3 inches taller, so I could lean on it a little better.
Well, but 3 inches taller than the average.
Exactly. I'm a little too tall, so I think it fits a nice little niche there.
Yeah. It's very steakhousey.
That could be
like a steakhouse feel. The wood, but it's nice. It's not cheap. It's cool.
It does. Yeah. New kitchen, also with a bar that's slightly too low. It's okay. It's okay. What?
Slightly.
It's just slightly too low.
Everything for you is slightly too low.
That's probably accurate.
Kitchen, bars, urinals, you name it.
Yeah. Urinals are too low. I know that's a dick joke. I'm just trying to figure out what if you're being complimentary or insulting. Anyway, but so welcome. Next week, I think we'll be able to take you on an actual tour. Maybe both buildings.
Oh yeah, that's
but super excited for it. It's a good feel. It's a nice update. I think we will be able to do a lot of business.
Yeah.
At these places. And I'm really excited to just raid all the other seating arrangements to just pimp out the podcast studio. It was very nice of them. Right. I don't know when our hookah is arriving, but I think we have one of those on order. So hopefully we'll get the hookah shortly. And
that will definitely make it more interesting.
That'll be good. Business. We got a truckload of new cars.
Yep.
None of them were mine. Yeah. But they are shipping cars.
They're shipping cars. Yeah.
So that was good. That was good to know. Other than that, I think I saw Lupe pull in, let's call it a 2013 Honda CRV.
It's an HRV.
HRV.
Yeah.
The even smaller one.
Yeah. It's silver.
It is silver.
I think it's a little newer than 2013. I think
if it's an H, then it's got to be newer. Let's call it an 18.
Yeah.
And it's got 60,000 miles on it.
Sure.
It's a 1.6 liter turbocharged VTEC Yo engine. Front wheel drive with a viscous coupling rear wheel drive setup if it wants to be. And do you think that's a CVT or do you think that's a traditional automatic?
I'm going to go with CVT.
I'm going to go with it's a 10 speed. 9 speed. It's a 9 speed.
9 speed.
Wait.
Wow.
What is Honda? Is Honda 10 or 9?
So John's doing a pretty good job here because Lupe, he did a delivery up to Denver today. So congratulations, Jason, that took delivery of his new Macan today. His first Porsche car, first of many Porsche cars. And then, yes, he brought back Jason's trade, which is the HRV. So it showed up after hours, actually. So, that's you talk about fresh trades, right? I mean, it's as fresh as it gets. It is fresh off the parking lot. So John's just going to leave me here all by myself because today was a whirlwind of things that was happening. Started very early in the morning time. We did a lot of business, which is fantastic. Things are happening. Things are popping. Like things are really busy here. That's, there's been a lot of talk, obviously, for the last, several weeks, I guess, as far as tariffs and things like that setting in. And that has not really slowed down our business. Not for today, at least. It was crazy today. We delivered some great cars, made some very happy customers, and you guys are staying very, very busy showing all kinds of stuff. So I'm trying to think off the top of my head what's coming this week. Actually, a Lotus Evora GT.
Oh, God, how did I forget about that car?
It's green? Is it a green color?
It's a metallic green, and it's a 2020 Evora GT. So it's the end.
Yep.
I haven't done enough research on them. I know Clarkson loved them. I drove it, and oh, my God.
It's a 2+2? Is that what you really call it?
It's like a 911, not a Cayman. It does have back seats. Size-wise, I think it splits the difference between a 991, 992 and a Cayman. It was delightful. I think you can tell that it was built, it wasn't built on an ultra-modern assembly line factory. It was assembled by some people that really were craftsmen rather than engineers, maybe.
Right.
And I don't mean that in an insulting way, but it just, you close the door and it just has a little rattle. And like, not that something's not installed right, just that they didn't want to add the weight of the rubber bushing that would have been required to stop that rattle from happening.
Sure, yeah.
And I felt like I could kind of smell the glue that was used, again, in a good way. It just, man, the steering wheel is tiny. It feels like the steering feels kind of maybe heavy, but you can tell that the car's light because of how heavy the steering is.
Okay. Yeah.
The engine sounded great. It's a Camry V6 with a supercharger on it. I didn't really hear the supercharger whine.
Sure.
It has an exhaust button, and if you push the exhaust button in normal mode, it makes it loud. Mm-hmm. But if you put it in sport mode, it is loud, and if you push the exhaust button, it's now quiet.
Oh, sure.
But so like if the exhaust light is on in normal mode, you're loud. But if the exhaust light is off in sport mode, the exhaust is loud. It's backwards.
Yeah.
And it's but fantastic. Yeah.
I remember the last one we had. It was super fun.
Yeah.
I told a whole story about it on the show about how it brought it united my neighborhood.
Yeah. I want to buy it. I can't, but
Why not?
I don't have that kind of money.
Sell more cars?
Call me. Yeah. You know the funny thing is, if I sold more cars, I would buy a fun car for me.
You have a fun car. You have the Volvo.
I do, but it's more fun when it's not under a tarp.
Right. No, the Lotus Evora GT, super cool car. Looking forward to checking that out more. And what else?
It's a buy. It takes a lot from an off-brand car for me to say buy it. I would buy that car.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I don't know, under 90 grand. I think.
It's super cool because it's not a common car at all.
6,500 miles on the nose when it showed up.
Nice.
And still, I think, has a little bit of Lotus warranty because it was sold very, very late for a 2020. I don't know.
Cool.
Super up on that. And I kind of like, it's got an Alpine head unit.
Factory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they come with. Like, I kind of dig that.
Well, it's cool because how tall are you?
I am 2 inches shorter than I could be. 2 inches, yes, and drive that car. I'm 6'5".
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? 6'5", and getting in and out of a Lotus Evora.
And
that's awesome.
The seat, I don't put the seat all the way back.
Nice.
It's crazy.
And you have room to shift. All that stuff.
Oh yeah, plenty of space. Very, very open cabin. Very, very good ergonomics.
Yeah. I think that's super important to know because when you see a Lotus driving down the street, you just assume like, oh man, you got to be a jockey, to drive that around, and you don't.
An Elise or an Exige, you do. Like,
sure, just getting in and out of that car.
Excuse me, yeah. But this is a whole size newer, a whole size better. I think it's like, I love 911s because they have back seats, and partly because they have back seats, but that also gives you open air behind the seat so you can recline.
Right.
In a Cayman, I have to go seat all the way low, seat all the way back, which puts me in a slightly more upright seating position than I would ideally want. The Evora, you can put the seat further back than you can in 911. The rear seat room is a little less, I think, and it's not shaped quite as well. But yeah, nothing but good to say about that on our Lotus podcast.
That's great.
If anybody's listening from China, right? That's where I think Geely owns. Isn't Geely? No, Geely's Indian. I thought Lotus was Chinese now.
Oh wow, that I don't.
Anyway, but love that car. Very, very good.
Have we had any other? I mean, John, for the life of me, I can't think of what else has come in. We do have a couple more cars that came out of, loaner car status. So I know there's people, listening, watching that have received, our loaner cars, when they're having their service. So we have some more Macans that are coming through. But outside of that, I'm trying to think if, besides the Lotus and the HRV, I think today was the busy day.
Yeah.
To receive stuff. And actually, ironic, I don't think any car out of everything that delivered today, I don't think anything was traded in. I think it was just all adding to.
I think we need better lights. We gotta fix our lighting.
We gotta aim them. Yep. Other news.
Yeah.
Right. You'll know more about this than I do, but did you want to discuss what we know or don't know about the next Porsche supercar?
Yeah. I woke up this morning and I took my shower and I was doing my hair. And when I do my hair, I put my phone up and I'm brushing my teeth and I'm scrolling through YouTube and I saw a video that Porsche had about the 917. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I click into it and they're like 50 years ago. And you should watch the video. It's really, really well done. It's cool. We decided to make a 917, but it was different. You could drive it on the street.
Right.
And that's what people did. And so 50 years ago, they took this 917 race car, the thing that won Le Mans, and somebody commissioned one to be a street car. And with a beautifully finished 2-seat interior, they kept the drilled out key. They kept the walnut shift knob. That's kind of like what's on the new T, right? They kept a lot of that stuff, but it was finished beautifully in silver, and it was made to be driven on the street. And you know, they did cars like the 906 and I think probably the 908 and I don't know if the 910. I don't know how many of those were street legal. I'm guessing probably all of them because they raced like Targa Florio and the Mille Miglia and stuff like that, right? Well, Mille Miglia was probably 50s. I don't know. Anyway, Porsche had built supercars that were super sports cars, let's say. But the 917, oh my God, like,
yeah,
that's totally different than anything that had really come before. And to do a street version, that's pretty special.
Yeah.
And then at the end of this video talking about it, they say, what if? And then there's a picture of a new carbon fiber steering wheel with some drive mode switch changing. And then there's a less than a second flash of what looked to me like the 963, our current like Le Mans race car.
Right.
So I think they just told us what they're doing. And they also said June 2025. So in June, they're going to make some kind of announcement about it. Probably here at Porsche Colorado Springs on Wednesday.
The 18th.
Yes. Well, maybe they'll do it Friday.
The 20th?
On our show.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
that's very possible.
Friday, June 20th on the first Dibs podcast.
Yeah.
Porsche will be announcing the new, and hey, you're welcome. Porsche, we know you watch. You're welcome to do it. We could do it right. See, look, we made a new showroom for you. It can be right behind us. It'll be the funniest thing anybody's ever seen. They'll be like, who are these yahoos? And it's us, John and Justin.
Right.
But how cool is that?
That's
I
insanely
hope,
cool.
I hope they make more than one. I hope this isn't just we've got a really rich client that wanted to do this, so we built them one, and you're welcome. Now you get to see it.
Right.
I hope we're building, what did Preuninger say about the GT4 RS? Anybody that wants one will be able to get one.
Right. I don't think they're going to do that with the next supercar, but
I think they should. Let's get them out there.
It would be cool.
Like, do you think there was anybody that wanted a Carrera GT in 2004, 2005, 2006 that couldn't have bought one?
At that time period, anybody that wanted one could have got one.
Yeah. And how about the 997 GT3 RS?
I think that's a little bit closer to call, but yeah.
But I think anybody could have had one. I think those were still available on showroom floors.
GT2s. Yeah.
GT2s were available?
997 GT2s.
Okay. 4 liters? I don't think so.
No.
I think the 4 liters were gone.
Those
so, but the 997, there's still more people that want them now.
Oh, yeah.
So let's build some of this stuff. Like, I love being exclusive and, and having pent up demand for this stuff, but let's make that car.
It'd be cool.
And let's build 1,792 of them.
1972.
1792. Yes. That like something, I don't care what the number is, but make them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would like to see.
I really think, it's probably going to be $5 million.
It's going to be
right?
something.
Yeah. Which, if you think about it, is probably a bargain.
Oh my gosh.
How much does it cost to develop a Le Mans race car? What's their budget
Right.
on that? It's probably close to F1 teams, and they're what is that, $600 million a year,
Something crazy.
something like that.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, not to mention, I mean, if you purchased a 918 brand new, right? Think about what that
yeah,
could have earned you really now at this point. So
it tripled your money
pretty
if you
insane.
didn't drive it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, looking at that, if you were to say that the new supercar does start out at, call it $4.5 million,
Yeah,
make it $5 million after options are added to it, that's actually probably a fair deal, considering what they've been doing.
so its competition is the F80 Ferrari.
Ugliest car.
Oh God, I love it.
No,
I love it.
I think it's dumb.
It's what I wish like the Enzo would have been.
No, I think the Enzo was pretty sweet.
No.
I like the Enzo. I think
I do like the Enzo also, but the F80, it's like a Japanese 80s cartoon of what a 2026 Ferrari would look like.
Do you watch anime?
I would if they drew cars like the F80.
I do not watch anime. And maybe
either.
that's why I'm like really just not, because I can totally see what you're describing.
that is like
It's like
super future. I like it a lot. Also the W1 McLaren.
Isn't that like is that just like a P1? Is it this like kind of the same
It's
thing?
the new version. Yeah. Just like this is the new version of the 918.
I think it's more than that.
What, our car is more than that?
I think our car is well, okay, yes. So like I mean it replaces the 918 as far as a supercar, but from what, and I don't know enough about the McLaren, but from what I understand about the new McLaren is that it's so similar to the P1. Like I mean what is the big giant difference?
It's 10 years newer.
What else?
It has a longer tail.
Right. I mean, like, so the Carrera GT and the 918, completely different deals, right? The Enzo and what's the new Ferrari?
LaFerrari and then the F80.
LaFerrari and the F80, completely different cars, right? I think the 918 and whatever the new, 963 Straße version or whatever, I think they're going to be like completely different cars.
Yes.
So
I don't know. I'm not a McLaren expert. Lewis would be able to tell us.
Yeah.
We'll have somebody on. But, and I agree with you. I think, but I think those three they're the ones competing again. The Ferrari is a V6. The 963, I think, is a Turbo 4. I wonder if that will change. I wonder if you can sell a $5 million 2-liter 4-banger. Do you think it's the same engine that they put in the Golf R or the Macan?
Right.
That would be a really good way to boost Macan sales. Is to use the EA 888
right.
turbocharged 4-cylinder.
that puts out 800 horsepower
Yes,
now.
exactly. Plus another 500 horsepower hybrid system.
Right. Yeah. Why holding back? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm super excited, and it's scary to think that June is around the corner, man.
Yeah.
I mean, May is next week.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? Oh, my birthday's coming up.
Mine too. Yours is April 28th.
29th.
29th.
That's pretty close, John.
Close-ish.
I have no clue when your birthday is, so I appreciate you very much right now.
I was born one day after my daughter.
That's weird when you say it like that.
Yep.
Are you your own grandpa?
Yeah.
No. So that's pretty cool.
Yep. May 25th is me.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Don't
So
die.
we're having a party at John's house
Cool.
for his
No,
birthday.
actually, we've rented out the Colorado Springs Country Club.
Nice.
I think that's what it is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody's invited. Holy moly. We just got some chat stuff going on here on our YouTube page.
So this is going to be interesting. The W1
Okay.
V8.
Nice. Okay.
The Ferrari V6.
Okay.
The Porsche V4.
V4.
I think it's a V4.
V4.
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's pretty wild, man. That is pretty wild. But what is the relationship with Koenigsegg and
Rimac. Yeah,
and
we're not related to Koenigsegg.
and Volkswagen,
but Rimac and Bugatti.
which is part of the
dang.
Volkswagen
No,
group.
the 963 features a 4.6 liter turbo V8. Is that real? Wow.
I remember you talking about that, the turbo V8
All right. Well, good. Well,
at
look
one
that.
point. But anyway, so the reality is we don't know anything about the
No,
next
this is all
supercar.
totally accurate. The minimum weight on the race car is 1,030 kilograms, 2,300 pounds.
Wow. That's amazing. That's the race car.
Yeah.
So what would a street car have to come in at?
Less than that because this thing has restrictions.
Yeah, I don't know though.
Yeah.
Road, NHTSA, road safety, all that kind of stuff.
Delete the cage. You can't have a cage in a roll. What weighs more, steel bars or an airbag? Airbags are air.
I think there's a little more than that goes into it. But no, it's super exciting. It's just right around the corner.
Yeah,
I think it's something super exciting coming. But I mean, that actually. So John's got a picture of this thing pulled up on his laptop here. It looks very similar to the Manti Racing GT3 RS that we just put out on the road.
That's true. Yeah, it's got a big fin on the back.
Yeah. So if you're not watching our Instagram and all that stuff, check it out because, you'll see our first GT3 RS Manti Racing kit that was installed by Garrett, our Manti Racing technician. We are the only Manti Racing store in Colorado. And I think he's getting started on a second kit as early as Monday. But wow, what an impressive thing.
I think it's going on one of the tribute cars.
It is.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
And we might be doing one on a GT2 RS as well.
Wow. Look at that.
So, order them before they're out.
Yep.
But anyway, should we look at some of what our comments?
I just want you to, yes, we should, but delivering 680 horsepower with a maximum of 10,000 RPM.
In the race car.
In the race car. But the new Temerario also revs to 10. So I think you're going to have a 10,000 horsepower V8.
10,000 horsepower?
Yeah. That's what I said and also what I meant.
Brought to you by John Force.
Yes. But wow, what if you had 700 horsepower, 2,500 pounds,
10,000 RPM.
and 10,000 RPM?
That sounds like a lot of fun.
That sounds good. I also, may I request a Dakar option?
Sure.
I want to be able to put it.
Raise it?
Yeah. I need 4-corner, 3-inch lift.
Right. Well, we're going to find out what day? May 8th?
20th. May 20th.
Month 20th here on our show.
No, sorry, not May. June 20th.
June 20th here
Yep.
on our show.
Yep.
All right, so tune in.
And then Robin Shute is going to drive it up Pikes Peak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
He was building his car, and he announced, I think yesterday, that he's not going to make it. His race car isn't going to be finished.
The Wolf?
He's calling it a Sendy car. It's a full. He's building. I don't know what his platform is, but but he's not going to. That car's not going to be done. So he's going to wait until next year for that one.
Wow.
But he's driving something completely different.
Yeah.
So
sounds like a nice.
we'll put him in the little shorty chair.
Version. Yeah. Ask him about it.
Exactly. All right. Let's. That's enough, isn't it?
Is the show over?
Yes. No. That was business. We got through business.
Okay.
And then we should do. The lighting really bothers me.
It's just
I'm
it's
looking
just
at us
dark
again.
on you. It's very
I
shiny
know,
on my
yeah,
forehead.
you're good, but yeah.
This is our first show from here, John. We
I know.
got some,
We'll make some tweaks.
got
We're
some-
also sitting too close together.
we got some
like I
bugs
said
to
before.
work
and
out
also
here.
I'm fat. Why didn't anybody tell me I'm so fat? God. Sit up straight, idiot. That's better, I hope. Comments and concerns.
Comments.
That didn't make it any better.
But your shirt's nice.
Hold on, let me see. I gotta look at this. Start talking about something.
Stephen H is tuned in.
Oh, there we go. When I put my laptop up, it hides my gut. It's a little better. Jeez, here we go. Now I'm sitting. Now I just look like my torso is too long. I'm popping out of it. This is awful. Anyway, let's start at the top. What are you laughing at? I need to buy bigger shirts. Didn't realize it. And also my gig line isn't straight. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
From what, in the Army now?
Yeah.
I think, or is that the movie? I don't remember
several.
if it was the Pauly Shore movie or if it was one of the
Full Metal Jacket.
the Wayans brothers. I thought they did them. Anyway,
Excuse me.
Stephen H. If I was going to configure a 9922 and limited to 5 options, what would I pick for the base T and S models?
I don't build new cars, so you're gonna have to handle that.
All right. Does paint count as an option?
Yes.
So I'm going to choose paint.
Okay. Do cars not come painted now?
Well, you can have black or white.
Yeah.
Or you can have one of the Legends colors.
Yeah. Pay for some optional paint.
Or a dream color.
Yeah. Right.
Might do that. On the Carrera, I would do sport exhaust paint. Wheels, 18-way seats, and a Burmester stereo.
Oh yeah.
On an S, I would do paint, Burmester, comes with sport chrono, it comes with sport exhaust. Let's do full leather.
Can you do a sport package? Rear axle steering.
I don't know if I can do rear steering on an S.
Good point.
I just don't know. We should have prepared for this. I got it. This is a good point though. I need to get better. I haven't built my optimal each model yet.
Yeah.
So I should do that. Then I would do, I think 3 was full leather. 4 would be deviated stitching because I think that'd be kind of fun. And option 5. What else do I find important?
Things that you mentioned. Front axle lift.
Lane change.
Oh,
Blind
sure.
spot monitoring.
Yeah, blind spot.
I definitely need blind spot. And on a T, I would do no paint. Just leave it white. I would do Carrera T interior, Carrera T exterior.
I like the. What am I thinking of? Oh my gosh! You put it on your Cayennes, the exterior to make it look like a GTS.
Oh, the sport design body
Yeah,
kit.
sport design.
I do like that.
On the T, that looks pretty. Pretty sick.
With the aero kit, with the wing.
I wouldn't do a full aero kit.
Okay.
I like the aero kit, but I wouldn't
Not
put
on
that
a T.
on mine.
Yeah. And then let's make everybody mad and put a glass sunroof in it.
Oh, and a T. Oh.
It'll be the only one.
Right. What? Yeah. No, those are good. That's a good point, though. I mean, it's unfortunate because as when I'm looking at cars, for people selling them or trading them in, I definitely take a look at the options list, and there's a few standouts to me. But yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time that I configured a new car. Right. or I mean, I've definitely put in people's Porsche codes, and saved them for people. But as far as building one for myself, it's like it's pretty wild. So yeah, that's something that we could definitely be better at. We'll admit that.
I'm going to tune out and I'm going to build one, and then I'll share it.
All right. Well, now I have to scroll.
Brian was wondering if the kit for the 3RS was $100,000, and yes, it is $116,000, I think, for the
Just
parts.
for the parts, I
and
believe,
then
yeah.
there's some labor also involved.
Yeah. It is worth it.
It is.
Well, and then the owner is taking that car and another one to the track. I think, is it this weekend?
Yep.
So they're going to compare. They're going to get to compare, drive back to back. Cars, car
How
with
is it?
car
Is it
without.
better with double the downforce?
Yes. Well, it's not even so much the downforce and the aero, at least as far as the local track circuit goes, the suspension. You were commenting, just yesterday, I think it was, how Garrett was describing the difference because there's a whole new suspension module that's put in. So the Porsche Active Suspension Management certainly is still there, right? And all the adjustability using the steering wheel. However, there's more.
Yep. So on the normal GT3 RS, on a normal 911, there is a suspension button, and you can push it, and it makes things stiff. You can push it, and it makes things soft.
Right.
Those are your options. On the GT3 RS, there are 4 rotary knobs on the steering wheel. If you push the button that says PASM, those all now control different things: front and rear, rebound, and compression. So you can adjust how much it dampens when you're when you hit a bump, and how much it dampens when it's coming off a bump for both the front and rear axle, and you can adjust that on the fly independently.
Yeah.
What that's doing is telling, okay, this is my guess because I'm not an engineer, I haven't done the system, but the plug on the top of the shock on a GT3 RS, there's one plug. And it's the same as it would be on a Carrera.
Yep.
So what all those knobs are doing is telling a computer what to do with the fluid inside of it, which you can either make very stiff or very fluid. So it's stiffening or softening the bumps. But then the computer has to tell it, right now you're in compression. The guy wants it to be a +4, so make the stuff super sticky. And then when you're coming off, well, he doesn't want it quite that sticky, so pull some voltage out of this thing that's going in there, and it works amazingly well.
Yeah.
Like you can tell driving it. But part of the Mantide kit is that a new wiring harness needs to be run because it's not just one wire going to it now. I think it's now 3 wires going to that, and they adjust mechanical bits inside of the shocks. So like on an adjustable coilover set that we would maybe put on like a Carrera GT, you would get in the back and you'd click these little knobs around, and that would change valves inside of the shocks that would then let more or less liquid through. That's what you're doing now, but it's all remotely controlled through the switches on the steering wheel.
Right.
So rather than being a computer optimized computer run system, it's mechanical parts that are actually doing it.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Not me neither.
Yeah. So thanks, Garrett.
Yeah.
For pointing that out to me when I was looking up the skirt of a GT3 RS.
And thank you, Garrett, for pushing the dealership to be a Manti store.
Yep.
Thank you. In all seriousness. Yeah, that's something that we had considered when it first came out and actually kind of wound up passing on. And then, but fortunately, Garrett came to us already Manti certified and really pushed that, pretty hard on the store. And hey, sure enough, I mean, that's when it see it in person in live action, it's awesome. It is awesome. So anyway, thank you again. Good to see Brian on here. It seems like it's been a while since Brian's been kind of tuning in for it. And I like Scott's comment here. Any thoughts doing a walk around inventory tour each week? Your inventory looks great. Well, thank you, Scott. Our inventory is great. we've been able to do inventory walks once in a great while. It would be fantastic to be able to do that every week. I think we run into a little bit of issues that we should be able to sort out. But I think next week will be a lot of fun because we'll be able to do walkarounds of both the new showrooms, and we'll get to see some super cool inventory during that process.
You know what we should try? So my favorite episode that we've ever done was our Pikes Peak pit walk.
Oh, that was awesome.
Which we also called our audition for Sky Sports.
Right.
I think if we had someone else here, we could walk around with our little mini thing.
Yep.
With our headsets on. You holding an iPad, me holding that, and somebody walking around with a camera, and we could do it. We could do live video anywhere we had strong enough Wi-Fi on the dealership lot.
Why? Yeah. Why? We have to have the Wi-Fi.
So we have to like hurry through the middle lot.
Right.
But I think it'll work. So we should try that. That's a good idea.
It's worth a shot.
So I got my Carrera T-build.
Okay. Hi, Ray. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for tuning in.
No paint. Rear seats. It's a $0 option,
right. Yeah,
but it's an option. So got to count that. I did.
This is back to what 5 options would you choose?
Carrera T interior package in leather and gentian blue.
Oh, cool.
18-way seats. Blind spot monitoring Burmester.
Nice.
Yep.
Good deal. Did you see the Carrera T that came through last week? The white that had the blue accents?
Yeah.
That
ice gray. That was ice gray.
You're right.
Yeah.
It is ice
It's
gray.
future white.
That car,
Absolutely.
future white. That car was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Super cool. I'm wicked jealous.
Yeah, me too.
I would totally drive that car.
Yeah. I don't know why you don't have a Delp.
I drive too far.
Well, you don't have to drive it every day. You could be your Friday car. You could be your first Dibs car.
Yeah. It's just hard, because like I want to drive all the time.
Yeah.
And so to have a car just sitting there in the garage, and for me, to be honest with you, I mean, when I have done that with the 911, I didn't drive it to work. I drove it through the mountains, and then wintertime comes and it sits there, and it's like, oh man, it's just you want to go drive it all the time.
Yeah.
But to drive it to work, so for the people listening, watching that don't know us all that well, I live in Parker, Colorado, which is it's 57 miles from door to door for me that I drive each way every day. And so, I mean, when you start doing some math, it racks up. They don't make leases, for that kind of mileage to be able to drive just to and from work. And that's boring, right? I mean, I'm a highway warrior. I don't take back roads, to and from work. I buzz up and down I-25 just because it's easy, it's quick, it's direct, and I can kind of zone out, for the 40 minutes or whatever it takes to get here. So, but yeah, no, just having it sit there, I'm a driver, and that's, it kind of came to that. I've leased a few Porsche cars, and yeah, and that was just, that was the hard part, was just saving it, for Fridays and the weekends, to go really have fun with it. I want to drive it all the time.
Yep.
So that's the part where it's like, well, I don't want to lease it. I just want to own it. And then, I can put on 1 billion miles like I do with the other cars. So
Like Dan.
yeah,
Who's
right.
out at Air and Water.
Dan has crested 90,000 miles on his Spider.
I would guess, if I had to guess right now today, his Spider is at 92,716
Wow.
as it is parked at his hotel.
Wow. That's very specific.
You got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan, pick it up. Let us know. We need to know these things.
Right? Find out what it really is.
Yep. He's out with our buddies. Everybody that's important and can get there. Air Water is happening this weekend. I think he brought a friend out, and I saw he had run into Lindsay from
Yes.
the That Car Pod. What's the name of their show? I always forget.
The car show.
That car show. That's it.
Yeah,
That car show. That car show. Yeah.
Lindsay
I was
Jesh.
listening to their show today, and I thought it was a good episode. They were going through like 5 cars that you could buy for under 20 grand.
Nice.
And Dan, I'm only through Dan's picks so far, but his set was convertibles.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to figure out, what 5 cool convertibles could you have for under 20 grand. And I'm not going to spoiler. You should listen to the show because it was pretty good. All of them are Porsches. Porsche Boxster.
Seriously, they're all
every
Porsches?
single one. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Really?
No.
Okay. But that's true though.
You could get a great Boxster for
Great
under,
Boxster for under 20 grand.
Yep.
You get a lot of Mercedes convertibles for under 20 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There may or may not be one in his list. There may or may not be 2. I don't know. You'll have to listen.
Mazda Miata. You got to have a Miata.
That's a good choice.
Just this past weekend, someone was talking about they were slandering Miatas, and I thought, what are you talking about? And they finally said, like, yeah, Justin, what's your opinion on Mazda Miatas? And then I totally spoiled their fun that they were having, and I said I believe every person should own at least one Miata in their lifetime.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I haven't yet.
Me neither.
I'm probably not going to.
I want to. I will.
I wouldn't not, but I don't think I'm going to. That's all.
I would really want one of the first gens, like one of the super tiny cars.
NA.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh, one of my best friends in life, Josh, that he taught me how to drive a manual transmission in a Miata. And thank you, Hank, Josh's dad, for pretending that you didn't know that we really were doing that. Yeah, I mean, no, those were just super fun, and I mean, they run on like bicycle tires, I mean, they don't take anything to maintain
that's
them.
great. Yeah.
They run forever.
Cheap parts.
Yeah, just super fun, right?
Speaking of cheap parts and Mazda Miatas, there's a new brand that just launched. Slate.
Gray.
Correct. It's a startup company. If you can call something Bezos has invested in a startup.
Startup, yeah.
And I saw, like, last night on Instagram, I saw a little post about it, and I've seen some more information on them today. Kind of a cool, forward-looking company, I think. They're building a pickup truck.
Oh, cool.
Really small.
I'm in.
Smaller than your Ranger.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yep.
Like Maverick sized?
Smaller than a Maverick.
Wow.
It has...
Like little K-truck sized.
A little bigger than that.
Cool.
There's one option.
Air conditioning.
Battery.
Okay.
You either get like a 55 or an 85 kilowatt hour battery.
Ooh, okay.
That they think will send it 150 or 240 miles on a charge. Really innovative though, because
they think it'll send it that far.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
I guess if it's small enough.
Yeah, it's like 200 horsepower, rear wheel drive only. But our Macan has a 100 kilowatt battery and gets 300 miles.
Okay, right.
So
okay.
I think half the battery, half the range. I think that all fits. I don't think they're overestimating.
Does this pickup truck have a bed on it?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like a 4-foot bed.
So these aren't the pickup trucks that like stack on each other. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
They're not like, just urban, like, the Lime scooters or whatever. It's not like that kind of concept. These aren't ride share trucks. These are privately owned trucks.
Yes, you would buy it.
Okay. That's interesting.
Their SEO is not very good because if I look up Slate Truck, all the articles about it show up, not their actual website.
Yeah. Where are they being made?
Midwest.
U.S.
Midwest, U.S.
Wow.
So it's going to be like 30 grand.
Okay.
They say 25, but I think they'll be wrong.
Sure.
Right. And if you qualify for the federal rebate, because it's cheap and made here, 20 grand
Wow.
for a little mini pickup truck. Sounds awesome to me.
Yeah.
They're bodies are composite and dyed gray, and that's the only color you can get. You don't get to pick your color.
Really?
It just comes in gray plastic.
Okay.
But what they were saying is that that process, then now they don't need a body shop. So they didn't have to build a body shop to make these trucks to paint. They didn't need a paint shop.
Right.
That saved them like $350 million.
An environment.
Sure.
Depending on how they make
I
the
think it's a
plastic.
really, really cool, interesting idea. And then like all of the kind of cool off-roady stuff, it's customizable. So like it comes one way as a pickup truck, but you can order a kit where you take off the back of the truck and you put on a top and you add 2 seats, and now it's a 2-door little mini SUV.
Okay. It's like a giant battery-powered smart car.
Yeah, that you can customize like a Jeep.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I just think
I thought one of the actually kind of interesting things about a smart car is if you wanted to change the color of it, you just buy new body panels.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's
Where
a
in
good
this
point.
case, you just wrap it.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Is you wrap it up, but I don't know. I think it's when we got the first Rivian here, I thought that was really cool because it was a pickup truck designed by people that were not just taking a pickup truck and making it electric.
Yeah.
They were doing other things. It was a different, they didn't just
Yep. Yeah.
do the same thing and change out a motor.
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of the same. It to me, it feels a lot like a Ford Model T or a Beetle or something where it's like ultra inexpensive transportation for the masses. And then you're going to, because it's so cheap, you can put some money into making it yours. And that sounds cool to me.
Yeah. Well, I like it.
I hope they make a sports car.
Yeah. Brian pointed out Slate under 20K with EV incentive.
Yeah. How great would that be? I mean, I think that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I always talk about how can I have a stupid cheap car, right?
Yeah.
So I like it. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh,
Isn't that cool?
Kind of cool. Yeah.
And it fits in your pocket.
It's very like it's almost mixed between Bronco and what's Jeep Gladiator kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Anyway,
Brian pointed out like what's with our Taycan inventory? Like used, pre-owned Taycan inventory.
the one that we will have forever is still here.
The silver Cross Turismo.
Yes, the 21 Cross Turismo.
That's here. Nice car.
It's such a good car.
Yeah.
But I think most of the other stuff sold, didn't it?
Maybe. I think we have a retired service loaner.
Yeah.
Taycan. He points out that we have 2.
Yeah. People bought them.
Yeah. Hey.
A lot of value in those. And I think
Tons of
Matt
value.
Farah with Smoking Tire and Road and Track bought a Taycan 4 Cross Turismo
Yes.
recently. I think he bought it. I think he drove it home over New Year's or something.
Yeah,
like that.
right.
But what he was saying is that they've kind of stopped depreciating at this point. They may have hit at least a point of a bottom. Where will they get cheaper eventually? Probably, but they haven't in the last 3-4 months. They've
Right.
kind of leveled off. This is where people are buying them.
Yep.
It's a half price sports car that happens to hold your whole family.
We had a local client just took delivery of his Taycan Turbo GT Visoc.
Yeah. I was talking to him
Last
about
week.
it today.
And anyway, Joe, our GM, told me, he said he went for a ride with him in it, right, kind of as he was taking
Immediately,
delivery.
sure.
Yeah. He's been around. He's been in a lot of stuff, right? Racetracks, been with Porsche for a long time, all kinds of various stuff. Says it is the fastest car he's ever been in his life. He said the acceleration is unlike anything he's ever been in.
188 to 60.
That is keeping in mind, the crazy 1,000 horsepower,
Yeah.
Vonnen
You
drive
can't- you
car.
can't.
Yeah, he says no. It is without a doubt the fastest car he's ever been in his life. That's crazy.
2/10 off a Senna at Laguna Seca.
That's unreal. Speaking of high horsepower Turbo S's, is our Ruby Red Metallic Turbo S is officially listed on Bring a Trailer.
Oh, it's up?
Yep, it is up. And then so is our Umber Metallic 2013 Cayenne GTS that was done by eMotion. It was it's got all the suspension, all the cool stuff that's on it. So the Turbo S went live yesterday. Kind of surprising. It went up very quickly, and then the Cayenne GTS went up just today. So anyway, bringatrailer.com. Find those cars, watch the auctions, bid. You had an opportunity to, well, not the Cayenne, but at least the Turbo S. You had an opportunity to buy the Turbo S before it went on Bring a Trailer, but anyway, we're going to get this rolling here.
I really dig that car.
It's a really beautiful car. It's extremely well sorted now. There's a gentleman that actually wrote about the car on the listing already and actually did a fantastic job. I only had to make one correction with his comment, and that is people just kind of assumed in the beginning that the switches in the center console of the car had to do with the methanol injection system, which they did not. It turns out that those were actually set up in the car as an emergency kill operation with something in the engine compartment, whether it was fire suppression or whatever it did. Anyway, that stuff has been omitted from the car. The methanol injection system is completely automated. It's computer controlled, so you don't control that. As long as you've got washer solvent in the car and the pump is hooked up or whatever, it has power to it. It's working, but it's like a computer controlled nitrous oxide system. It's not like it's just sitting there, pumping, washer solvents, through the injector. It's only using it when it's time, for that. So, super interesting. Jason Schmidt, our guy, our boy wonder here at Motorsports, has spent a lot of time, sorting that car out. And then Joe actually drove it for a few weeks. To make sure that it's a very good roadworthy car. Comes with 2 sets of wheels and tires. It's got winter tires on it now because in Colorado it is April and we still have.
It might snow tomorrow.
Yeah, we're looking at
might
this
be right now.
Crazy foggy, wet situation outside. But anyway, comes with the summer wheels and tires as well. Just super cool. It's just a beautiful car.
Yep.
So anyway, that's going to make somebody very, very happy.
I'm just really impressed in how dialed it feels now. Like that is a maniac of a car.
Not a car to drive around town. That's not what it's for.
No.
I mean, it was a purpose-built car. And so, I mean, the thing wants to run, it wants to be out on highways,
if
long
you want to
stretches.
do a cannonball run from Denver to Pueblo and beat that Gixxer bra,
right. Right.
This would be the car to try
your
that.
car.
This would be a scalpel and a, I don't know.
Well, yeah, because the Gixxer bra guy, he maxed out at 176 or something.
Yeah.
This car will do over 200 miles per hour.
Yeah. No, I don't mean that. I was highly impressed by that video. Highly impressed.
It's crazy.
But I also envisioned him running into the back of my Cayenne and cutting our car in half.
Oh my gosh.
So,
yeah. Yep.
Anyway. It's 8:00. We only have 1 hour left to go. We threatened to do it.
A 2-hour show?
Yeah. Should we open a second bottle of wine and see what we come up with?
Right. Yeah. And we'll record a show tomorrow. I'll be wearing the same clothes.
Yeah. Sounds good. I think I turned the dryer on too hot. Depressing. No wonder I always wear my jacket.
You wash those clothes at home?
Yeah.
Wow. Good for you, man.
Wash and iron everything.
You iron them?
Yeah.
I'm going to send you my
No.
clothes.
No deal. I iron them to order. So like after we talked about how I watch my videos, I start them as I'm like combing my hair and brushing my teeth. And then I bring them out and set them on the end, set my phone on the end of my ironing board and
Wow.
finish up.
Good for you, John.
Yeah. I'm domestic.
Very domestic.
Yeah.
Were you here? I don't think you were here yet when Sam, guy that used to work here, he ironed his shirt while it was on him.
Nope. I did not watch that meathead burn himself.
Third-degree burns.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Jeez. Steam's hot. Yep. Who knew?
I got a laugh out of it. I thought it was hysterical.
I don't think we missed anything other than Brian still wants a Taycan.
Yeah.
So,
Silver Cross Turismo.
yeah. That's
or Purple Sky Metallic.
yeah, just do this one,
Turbo
Brian.
GT,
Yeah,
right?
that's the one. It has
Yep.
back seats and 1,019
Oh
horsepower.
my gosh, this car is so gorgeous. I mean that car.
Yeah.
Hey man, you get me a good enough deal on that one. I'd lease that.
Yeah,
one.
no, that would, yeah. That would make your life better.
It would make my life.
You'd get home faster.
It would make my life different. That is for sure.
All right.
In a good way.
I need to sell 2 more cars tomorrow. And to give myself a shot at having a month. Right. And I really don't want to come in on Wednesday because Isla has a dentist appointment.
I have a feeling I will be here Wednesday, but I will not be here Thursday. That's going to be my plan. I'll be here Wednesday. I'll take off Thursday.
All right. There you go.
So flip-flopping schedules a little
away.
bit. Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Do it.
Like it is now, but I'll
Just leave it there. All right. Sounds like a plan. I don't have anything else to say.
No, this has been a lot of fun in our almost finished new showroom. It's going to be super cool when it's done. We will take you on a tour next week. We'll show you the new classic corner. The classic display is totally new and different. The new car showroom. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, I'm excited for it to be done, which it will be done before Monday because all the guys go home Sunday.
Good for them.
So it will be done. Cool. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in and continuing to watch and all the questions. Love the chat that's out there. That's a lot of fun engagement. And yeah,